Hello everyone! Welcome back to the Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy title screen. Today is going to be a very fun day, because today we're going to beat Case 2 of the third game. Unless I'm really bad. Like, holy crap, like god tier levels of bad. But it shouldn't be that bad. I think we're going to beat it, no problem. I want to spend the next 2 hours just talking about things by the... No, I'm joking. Let's go. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then, she's still alive. Inside your heart. Nicky boy! Oh, Miss Delight. Is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atmay want to kill Kane Bullard? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof, and it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Alright, this is exciting. The big finale of Case 2. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atmay, please take the stand. Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet, not when it would have given you your perfect alibi, an alibi by the name of Master Mask. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great Luke Atmay has no idea what you mean. Of course, I had been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here. You've been in the defendant's seat all day, correct? Being tried as Master Mask? Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Master Mask? Of course. Very well then, Luke Atmay, let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks. Alright, Mr. Atmay, the night of the murder, speak. We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. Well, here we go. Here we go. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder. Was it now? It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of this crime scene. Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret on this picture as well. Even the great Master Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me. I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atmay, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Alright, here we go, guys. You ready? I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing the man is wearing a mask. That is why I am called Master Mask. But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is. What do you mean? Ha! Are you saying that this is not, in fact, Luke Atmay? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Master Mask to create an alibi? Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? Yeah. No. If Luke Antme was at KB Security during the murder, then the Master Mask in this picture has to be a fake. Then there really was an accomplice. But right now, I have no idea who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. Baseless objections are just what that guy wants. There's got to be another way, and I'm going to find it. I'm gonna find it. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see. You truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Antme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. Oops, I forgot to press my bed. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is, that's it! The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime? When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose. He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is a truly ironic thing, a sad blue melody. Looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's got to be something phony in that photo. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see. Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. So, this alibi is false? It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the Master Mask in this photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. I think I can do this one again. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. Wrong choice, wrong choice. So by photograph, indeed, the very thing? Surely even you. Lordly Taylor? That means I could have killed Kane Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Hey Mick! Good to see you today. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? It's good to see ya. Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? I should save it just in case. Hey, Captain Chips. Explosions? There will be explosions tonight, that's for sure. Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place, and there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Very well then, let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny? The hat. No, it's the ink. The funny part is right here. Why, this is a bloodstain. Ah, blood. Now this case is getting interesting. Not exactly. The stain is actually a pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach-colored at that. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Well, Mr. Wright? What is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? How about the statue? The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that gold statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue shouldn't have been there. But when I was there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally. Your Honor, the statue is slightly larger than yourself, and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. Ha! In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Yeah, I will. I am. Just gotta do a little save. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? It was Pearl Thay. She's actually Superman. No, it's Luke Atmey. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atmey. It's Luke Atmey, by the way. What a funny pun name that is. Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue? The reason can be found here in the photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be mask to mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in the picture does this lie exist? How about right here? Naturally, the lie is this photo. In this photo is the timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atmey went to the KB security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time. But what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember if you will, Your Honor. When was the statue placed beside the warehouse door? Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atmey had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, and so in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Ah, so on the day of the crime, Mr. Atmey must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atmey had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo. Quack! Hey, Zero. This isn't DQ Builders 2. I know. It's PWTAT Case 3, or Case 2. That's what this game is. How you doing today, Zero? What's up? Order, order! Mr. Etme, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Ah! Order, order! Mr. Godot, rather. What is the meaning of this? I can't get used to that, to the pronunciation. It was always Goda for me for the longest flippin' time. Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial, which means I'm still good till the last drop. 11 cups, how in trouble is Godot right now? However, the defense has a very good point. A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match? That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied. Which is... he'd just be bouncing off the walls, but if he keeps it up, he's going to have heart problems. Oh no. Godot, stop! But then it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. But that's very true. No way. Don't fall for that, Your Honor. Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Master Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy, so let's hear it. Hello, D. Williams. What's up? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome to the near ending of this second case. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and Zavari. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. It's going good? Awesome. Tell me it was amazing. Like the best day ever. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time on 1 a.m. on October 12th. That's pretty much all the stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time? Zavari. Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Angel Love! Angel Love has arrived. Hope you're ready for more courtroom drama, 'cause that's what we're doing. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days... Oh, you're saving? Oh, okay. It was placed in a box, sent to the warehouse. Well, I forgot again, so just do it. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my Zavarkling reputation. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting to the weirdos. You better watch out too, Maya. The urn was placed in a box in Zavari. It was then sent to the warehouse. You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Lady, Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me. Huh, interesting new tidbit. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. Actually, wait a minute. Unable to see the urn. What did the card say? Take care of that speckled urn. Huh. Mr. Atme, if you really are Master Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card on that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, that is true, but so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn, it is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains? And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. Ouch. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. You can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atme has seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. Fool! And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Quack, 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 quack. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Grr, Alright, that did it. He's broken. Mr. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? Ha. It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided anonymously, I can't read that word, that this man was Master Mask. And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? But that's a good point. No way, don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Cain Bullard, but let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting a second wind. If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's not nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defense's motives were. I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Motive for murder. I, Luke Atme, had no point of contact with the victim whatsoever. Cain Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Master Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Cain Bullard. Truly a tragedy. So the victim, Cain Bullard, blackmailed the defendant? This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwritten test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. What? Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. So I forgot what to do here. So let's try pressing. You mean this blackmail letter right here? It says bring 50,000. And the handwriting is without a doubt the victim's. There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it. But I don't see an addressee on the letter anywhere. An addressee? This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment, and Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place in time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant. I wonder... What's up, Nick? I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? Whoa, do you have any evidence of that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? Huh. If there's something not right with the blackmail letter, then maybe... The logic really does go through some loops. A lot of loops. More loops than you can possibly imagine. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. What are your thoughts on rap music? I hate rap music. I really, really despise rap music, D. Williams. I heard it, like, many times, and actually hearing it now just makes my brain hurt. Like, that's the level of how much I hate it. If you like rap music, I'm sorry. I hate it. Be right back, by the way, guys. My phone didn't charge properly, so I had it plugged in for a bit. So now that I have my phone, I'm going to remind myself, what to do. Here we go. Newspaper clipping. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. Give me a second, guys. I want to get into my chat room so I can see your messages properly. Don't call it a comeback you've seen. Don't call it a comeback you've seen here for years? What are you talking about now? I love it, but it's fine. It's fine. What do you dislike about it, though? Just everything. The way the words are said, the non-existent rhythm, just the words, the lyrics, just, it's all bad. Every possible thing in rap music I despise. That's a B, not an S. Oh. I can't see that well because I'm not in my chat room, and my very slow phone is having trouble right now. Oh my god, do I need to turn my phone off and on? Oh my god, this phone is moving. My phone is frozen. Yes! It contains the picture of the Tear of Amennan, the stolen jewel. What about it? The problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red? Hey, Mafia Babes here. What's up? Objection, bruh. How long it's been since you've had a new phone? No idea, to be honest. System isn't responding. Yeah, I know it's not responding. Nothing is responding on me phone. Oh, there we are. I'm in it. I'm in my chat room now. Red? Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Amenamanan that Master Mask stole at all. But yeah, how are you today, Mafia babe? It's good to see ya. And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite? That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright? Well, that's what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. That's right, he was blackmailing Pearls. She's part of the underworld. No, it's him. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single mask-to-mask case, and in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as a reward. A jewel? Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger, that red diamond ring. Gah. That is the diamond referred to in the letter, which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Ah! How goes homework? Homework's good, I hope. Order, I said, objection. It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Uh-oh, I don't like the way he said that. Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke Atme? Are you for real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world... Yes, it certainly does. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity? Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? This is what it all comes down to, Nick. The identity that Luke Atme wanted so desperately keep secret was his identity as an ace detective. Nope, a blackmailer. Tell Ultima to stop giving you homework because it causes you to miss the streams. I don't give homework. I destroy homework. Luke Atme was a blackmailer. Objection! Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit that does sound a little odd. It's not odd, it's the only way that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Amenan heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Rhonda Light was actually Master Mask. That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. Shh! Silence! He. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Rhonda Light, in which case I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mask. Well, yes. Rhonda Light started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed the first crime. Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme knew that Rhonda Light was Master Mask? And I forgot again, so back to the guide. My memory is absolutely poopy. It's this. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. 13, 14? I don't know. We'll see soon, actually. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That when you learned that under his mask, Master Mask was really Ron Delight. What the? Wasn't he supposed to be Master Mask? Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud trying to pass himself off as an ace detective. Why you? How dare you expose me like that? Why I mean, I never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective, and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You are a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why you? How dare you even could ever fall to the lowly death? Try not to. False, I say. You can commemorate my genius. You're really just jealous. So go, disgrace me. Commemorate. There's nothing great ace detective cannot handle blackmail and murder. There's get away all that. It's enough to make one laugh. It is Le Freak Out. It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme. Oh. No, not yet. Gotta talk to your mom. Alrighty, Mafia. See you in a second. The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man wasn't at KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No way! Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright? This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Atme was at the Bullard office on that night. But, can you really prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security and the defense? Can't prove it. I can't prove it. Just as I thought. But, if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony... Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony, that's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after he interrupted his own trial, and you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial, and face his guilty verdict as Master Mask. No! Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify this. Just as Ron Delight's will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness. I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... But don't give up now, Nick. You still have tomorrow. You can look for more evidence and... By then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy? Isn't that a movie? Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. That is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes, guilty as mask to mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of King Bullard is concerned. No way! The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as King Bullard's murderer. Wah! Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Are you my lawyer? Sure. They're two different crimes. They can be tried for both. But not again, though, right? Not again? Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme. Well, I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you... Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice! No way! Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! No, not Maya. Kind of Maya, but not Maya. This is the true power of the Karain channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who is standing before me, but right now, she's my mentor, Mia Thay. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Yes, that's true, but... Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness has made a number of remarks. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as the mask to mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delight will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever. Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Nothing. Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, look at... Let's hear it. Huh? It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. But, Mr. Godot, what are you... Oh my, that's what I say too. Well then, Mr. Luke Atme, I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he had sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Hey Meg! What's up? Very funny. How you doing today, Meg? It's good to see ya. We're in the final cross-examination. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zvari. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. Think you're smarter than at me? We'll see. This testimony seems to hold up pretty well. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained and none of them seem to contradict anything. But of course. But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation documents went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Grr. Are you ready to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. We cannot postpone Luke Atmey's trial any longer. This is your last chance. But hang on a sec. Just one chance? Ha. It seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with the testimony, so it would seem... What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Oh, which one is it, guys? Which one is it? Do you know, Meg? I mean, you've seen none of this case, but do you know which one it is? Which one I have to press? I think it's, the first one. Mr. Atmey, about this last remark. Objection. You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. You cannot keep up with this stuff? Oh yeah, like I said, this case is confusing as heck. What? I said this before. There's still one thing you haven't proven. That this scum was in Kane Bullard's office that night. And now, it's time for me to drink my last cup. Mr. Wright, I will hold you to your end of the bargain. That's enough. You're dead. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any to divide the defendant is clear. Ron Delight. Yay! Darn. Well, that's the game, guys. I hope you liked it. And, tomorrow we will play... Now let's do the right one. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. But wasn't only the people in the room before the only ones who knew that? Mr. Atmey, about this last remark. Thank you, Meg. My gameplay is superb, as always. You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Atmey, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atmey? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, is that correct? Indeed. That's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like, your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as mask-to-mask when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago, back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right, the defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Grr. Nah. Do you understand now, Detective Atmey? There is no way that you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well... Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out. Only one way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible! Ta-da! Detective Atme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene last night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Hee here we go. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. Hee hee hee, ha 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 ha, hoo hoo hee hee hee. Oh, nerd. I know, right? Oh yeah. Where would you all put Luke Atme on the kill this man list? From 1 to 10. When an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight, and upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime. Oh, he's just a douche low on the list. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Just annoying. And to that end, he came up with this plan, to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. At this any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict? I know. You never committed any murder. That's right. I'm so glad you understand that. But, I really am Master Mask! Huh? So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rules of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Master Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now. For now? Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty! Now, case 2 is done, guys. Now the second case is finally done. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still have Master Mask after all. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Karain channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Beep out of 10. A birch out of 10. Mia. Ah, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this has happened. Come on, just be happy already. Maya, you've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Mask to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security? Becoming Master Mask? I did it all for one reason, for her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reasons to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Mask? Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. But really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. You're back. Hey, welcome back. The case is over, Mafia babe. We did it. I kinda wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. Like this bowl. The secret urn. Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are. Miss Delight. You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either. Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast that there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky, like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi? Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy? Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Gulp. I can feel my face going red. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations! Gasp! Talk about bad timing. Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife, in front of Mystic Maya? No, you got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you, never, ever! Phoenix is dead. So just as the case seemed to close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said, a broken bowl can never be put back together, but I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. Aww. Ain't that nice? And that's the end of Case 2, guys. Episode 2. Moving on to Episode 3. Recipe for Turnabout. Let's begin. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. It wasn't me! I swear it wasn't me! The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at his table when he drank from that poisoned cup of coffee. No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. I saw. Gay Foursquare, what's up? You're just in time for Case 3. I saw someone else there. A man. He's the real killer. Someone's getting accused of poisoning someone. Why? Oh, why won't anyone believe me? Pain? Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you? Phoenix, Mr. Wright. This court finds the defendant guilty. This court is adjourned. Oh. Well, we lost, guys. Alright, let's start case 3, everyone. Called it. Poison is not cool. Ah, the start of a new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. I bet it does, Maya. So, I've decided that our resolution should be Savari, take on the world. What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya, but I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake. Never. You've got to eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game. Hey, pal. Can't stay long? Aw, that stinks. I'll be glad to have you for a little bit, though, Foursquare. For as long as we can have yous. Where you going? Detective Gumshoe. Happy New Year, Detective. Likewise. Listen up, Wright. I wanna... Here's to another fruitful new year of lawyer-police cooperation. Yeah, me too. Alright, pal. You've got some explaining to... Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective? A what? Well, here, have this. It's really nothing much, but... Yay! Thanks! Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat. Hey, what about Pearlie? You haven't forgotten her present, have you? No. Yes. No. You're doing this on purpose. Guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year? Don't promote other streams. Gotcha. Maya, you were the best. Maya is great. I gotcha, Foursquare, though, I gotcha. Say no more, say no more. Very funny, pal. Now let's see how funny you think this is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine? Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced? Trounced? Let me see that. The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you. Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case? Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it. But I don't remember anything about it. When was the issue from anyway? December of last year, which I guess makes it last month. Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. So what do you think this is all about, Nick? If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility. No way. You don't mean... a phony Nick? This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one, too. Well... December 5th. So, what are you gonna do about it, pal? What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of. Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves? What? I didn't do anything wrong. At least, not that I can remember. You better make this right, pal. Now. And that means taking the case back to court, got it? Sounds like we've got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gutso. I don't know. The judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get it overturned. I guess that New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year. So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something, okay, pal? Phoenix and Foxnix, as it were. Foxness? I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix Wright. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Very strange, huh? So, what's our first move? I guess we go down to the detention center and talk. Wait a sec, Nick. This person's behind the bars because of you. Whoever it is isn't going to be jumping at the chance to meet you, right? Hey, let's get one thing straight. It wasn't me, it was a fake me that did this. Wonder if he looks exactly like you. Your phony Zinyoop, I mean. I hope not. Shudder. And what kind of name for an evil double is Zinyoop anyway? Nick, I got it. If you're going to ask whether I've got a twin brother, the answer is no. Spoil sport. Did you notice that Gumshoe was acting weirder than usual, or was it just me? Fox, faux. Why is it spelled like that then? Meaning false, it's French. It's faux. Phonix. I mean, he was really worked up. Like a guy who just found out he's going to be a dad or something. Yeah, I guess he was acting kinda strange. Maybe he realized he's got strong feelings for you, Nick. Considering how we interact, I seriously doubt that, Maya. Well, if he wasn't nervous because of you, then maybe it's because of our new guilty client. Well, who are we defending this time, guys? Actually, I want to go here first. It's been ages since we came down to the precinct, huh, Nick? Looks like Gumshoe isn't around. He's got it so easy, leaving everyone else to do the work. No, he's out there somewhere. My bet is on the courthouse. He's probably trying to arrange the retrial of this case. Guess that means we should go to the detention center and chat with our killer, huh? After being convicted without a fair trial. I'm not sure killer is the right label. What is going on here now? Hey, that's the police mascot, isn't it? It's so cute. That's the blue badger. It was my idea. I made it, and now it's the national symbol of the police force. So, what's with the pink one? It's new, right? She's not an it, Nick. She's a she. Right, Chief? Yep. Meet the pink badger. So, one called blue and the other's called pink. But they're both called Badger? You got it. They're married. Mr. and Mrs. Badger seem to be cuffed together, Chief. You got it. That's marriage for you. Whoa, a mascot that's deeper than the deepest of deep oceans. Alright, how are they doing, guys? Let's see. Whoops. This must be the chief of the detectives here. He's glued to his computer screen. What? Master Mask turned up at the bank? What's he doing? Hands up, you scallywags, or you're under arrest. Hey, that's our job. Looks like Ron Delight's opted for a new career. Quit surfing the net, Chief. Sorry, I was just, things feel pretty tense in here. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. Don't die running a red light. Die the old-fashioned way, of old age. We have a winner. Inject a bit of humor, that's the key. He must be coming up with slogans for a safety campaign, I guess? Ah, great. Alright. Who is it? Who are we defending this time? This is so nerve-wracking, waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me. Ah! How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Aren't you... Yes, I am. I am totally and utterly let down. Are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie. Remember? Maggie Bird. Maggie Bird? Maggie Bird. She's the policewoman that I defended that one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop too. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you equipped? Oh, sure, very funny. After that fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Yep, she's back. Oh, I see. So that's where we stand right now. I'm sorry you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now the real Mr. Wright is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. So, how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. So, what do you do now? In the second act of the life of Maggie Bird, I play the role of a waitress. A waitress? Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me, and the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir. And then you got into this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month, and it happened at Tribulations. Tribulations? Yeah, it's a restaurant where good service and a friendly smile are always included. Oh. There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee, and then... One of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just 1 sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I never even seen the guy before. Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course. A good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. So, you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright. I guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. So, if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Saw what? The other man, the one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. But how's that possible? I don't know, but nobody, not one person, would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job. Look, that wasn't me, okay? And then they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. What? But poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket when I was unconscious. And no one else saw this other guy? No, sir. That's what everyone said. But I don't see how they could have missed him. The other guy. I was the one who took the coffee to the 2 men. Oh. And what was your impression of them? Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry. In music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him. And there was the sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a good look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. It must have been preparing for their debut, I guess. So it was a band CD, maybe a promo disc. Maybe it was MC Screwdriver. Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? Would you guys buy a CD of a group named that? Nah, what was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. Only that he was a young man, well built like the victim, really. Well... That badge, is it real? Of course it's real. That's what they all say, but I've been duped before. Give it to me for a sec. Ah. Chomp. She bit into it. And I left a few teeth marks too. I can see that. I just wish I could remember if that means it's real or a fake. I said it was real. MC Hacksaw. That'll be that'll be the next JoJo stand. Oh, yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey, this article's about my case. Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Arg. Hey, Maggie. Was my evil double I am there too? No, I don't remember a phony you, Maya. Oh, it would have been so cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime, you said. Okay, I get the picture, but you met me in person before? So how come you didn't realize the guy wasn't the real me? I guess, looking back now, it was a little strange. Only a little? Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady, and your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this kind of funny accent, and so the guy was nothing like me then, huh? But he had your spiky hair and blue suit. Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me? How about everyone else in the courtroom, like the judge and the observers? Didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had these big question marks on their faces, but it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial? Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney, so we should be able to get a retrial. Mr. Wright, do you think we'll win this time, or next time, sir? My life has been a full course of meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert, since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. She should be dead. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, even landed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. But I will survive because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. And one day I'll find it. Just you wait and see, sir. I'll find that one single moment of good luck. Arg, Zin Eoop is really gonna pay for this. If you're wondering why she's saying Zin Eoop, look at the name backwards. You see it? You see it? And hey, Matrix, what's up? How you doing today? What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya's right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watched out. How are you alive? If the big man upstairs existed, he wants her dead. But nope, she's like, nope, I'm alive. I'm doing good, Matrix. I'm finally on the 3rd case of this game, so I am pumped. Hyped. Don't worry, we'll find him, don't you worry. We'll get Zin Eoop for you. Thank you. Oh, I'll tell you where Tribulations is then. Ah, right, the restaurant where the murder took place. Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. Alright, Nick. Let's go check out this restaurant and its food. Alright. To Tribulations, everyone! We're going to meet Mr. Armstrong. Someone who has, she got determination power from Undertale. Oh my gosh. This is the pinkest place I've ever seen ever. Wow, look at this place. Look, more like smell. What's with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? Then again, girls that like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not at all into it. No one's coming to seat us. Maybe there's no one here. Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant, and it's open for business. Hello, anyone here? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. Perfect. Let's get intrusive. If there's no one here, we can take anything we want. Yeah, I suppose we can. I see something right here, guys. It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic sometime, huh, Maya? Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every now and then. There's something stuffed in behind the rack. Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, and look at this. Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Oh, MC Bomber, maybe that's it. That'll be the real next stand-in JoJo. $100,000? Maybe? I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. This paper, it's from December 3rd. This paper's from the day of the poisoning. What? A paper from the day of the murder. This has got to be a clue. I should see if I can find out some more about this paper. Okay. Let's, do the crime scene. This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all this police tape all around it. And the stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. Then why can I picture you doing just that? The flippin' weirdo girl. Wow, it's beautiful winter wonderland out there. Really cool. I love snow. Let me see. Huh? It's not white. It's not even snowing. Got ya. I was only kidding, Maya. Nick. There are lies that are okay to tell and lies that definitely aren't. All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about it, non-existent white snow. Ho 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 ho. This restaurant has partitions that separate the tables. When you're seated at the table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. Would you all go to this place, guys? This restaurant? Seems a little bright to me. I don't know about you all. Look at all the little trinkets tucked away in here. I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of these personally. Let's see. A bouquet of flowers, some potpourri, and look, fine bone china cups. I never knew you were so cultured. Come on, Maya. This is common knowledge. Any Joe Schmo knows this much. 100% you would. Nice. My pupils are gonna turn pink at this point. Oh, a sports paper. Let's see. Did Gutson Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie. That paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. And Gutson got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. Oh, no. I found this paper in the magazine rack at Tribulations. Really? That's strange. Tribulations doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. Then maybe one of the customers left it behind? Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. Aha! That's it, sir! MC Bomber! That was the name that was written on the CD. Just as I thought. You're gonna lurk? Okay, Matrix. It's real bright. The most bright ever. I guess it wasn't MC Screwdriver after all, huh? So, that 100,000 must be a down payment for a record deal, right? Someone gave me 100,000, I'd sing for sure. The Master of Karain or the Spirit Song or even Maya's theme. Okay, Maya. So, if the sample CD was on the victim's table, that means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. You're right. So, the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? I think we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick? Yeah! Alright, nothing's new here. Nothing's new here. Let's go back to Tribulations. You're gonna lurk though, I'll see you soon. Matrix. Ooh la la, bonjour! Welcome to La Tribulations. Oh, hello? What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Bonjour! Bean Avenue! Welcome to my petite restaurant. Huh? B Avenue? Ooh, non, my petite tulip. Huh? Me? Look at this face. Like a kitten rejected by its own mother. You are fatigued, non? Alors, you need this? An aromatic bath oil melange of La Neroli and La Rose. My personal recommendation. You think I need what? Oi, just add a couple of drops of this mixture to la bathwater and voila! It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantastique. Really? And for la monsieur? Who? Me? Look at that face, like la puppy rejected by life itself. You are fatigued, non? For you, monsieur, I recommend this oil of bergamot and maybe a hint of oi. I will add la peppermint and la clary sage for fragrance exceptional. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. My beauty? Alors, if you will be seated, I will bring you the special menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat, we're lawyers. Mas bien sûr, I knew this already, monsieur. You are La Phoenix, right, non? Yes, you know me? Mas, oi, never forget a man who flirts with me, especially in court. I guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious Zinniup. Looks like everyone to do with this case already knows who I am already. Wonder what sort of impression Zinniup's been leaving on people, don't you? Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong, enchanté. I have these special oils that have been passed down through the Armstrong line for generations. Yes, this is a real character. The most character we'll ever see in a Phoenix Wright game for a while. So what does Tribulations mean? I know Trays, that means 3, right? Non, non, non. Très bien is Françoise. In English you would say very good. Oh, very good. Oi, exactement. La atmosphere in très bien and la cuisine is très bien. If the food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate la haute cuisine. I thought everyone liked hot cuisine. Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands. So, you're running this place on your own now? Oi, for the moment, no one has entered my advertisement. Oh, poor boy. Effeminate, but buff. Very something. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I am le chef, I am le manager. I am also a trained aromatherapist. Aroming what? A practitioner de aromatherapy, la art of soothing le soul with the delicate floral aromas. Delicate? The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. I'm not doing a French accent this whole stream, guys, or ever. I would be insulting the French. So, could you tell me what you knew about the incident? Bien, it makes me sad to remember it, yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened. Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing. So, it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 in the afternoon. A man who was here for a coffee suddenly became ill. Because of the poison in his coffee? That is la truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in the kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he was already slumped in his chair. He was dead? Mon Dieu, oi, he was dead. Maggie had passed out also. And this man who died, was he alone? Oi, monsieur. All alone. I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but... I see. La police, they asked me so many times. Are you sure there was no one at the table? Oh, but I am not the only one. La old man said the same thing. Old man? What old man? So who was this old man that you mentioned? At the time of the murder, there was another customer in here. What? Someone else saw it? Mas, oi, as usual, he came alone that day. At the time of the murder, he was here. He saw it too. But he said the same thing, that there was no one else at the victim's table. But Maggie swears that there were 2 people. Mas, mademoiselle, la lawyer, he cannot prove this, non? About the lawyer, that was me, I suppose. Mas bin, sir. Wow, he's the first person who said that it wasn't me. Don't kid yourself, Nick. Now who's the one making this stuff up? Oh my god, guys. Well, let's present some more things. Please, monsieur, there is no need to show me that. You are Phoenix Wright, the worst defense attorney in town. I think I can imagine how he formed this completely wrong impression of me. The last time we met, did I show you this badge? Oi, you flashed it to everyone in the restaurant. Looks like Zinniyoop is a bigger fan of flashing stuff than you are, Nick. I am not a lawyer myself, I do not wish to speak out of turn, but your defense in court that day was a little, you say, lacking, perhaps? Even a Frenchman who cannot speak any English could have done a better job. You were very cool, though. Oi, 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 so handsome. Wow, I wonder just how bad the defense could have been. Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred. Oh man, that is something I don't want to imagine. We found the sports paper in the magazine rack here. One of my customers must have left it behind. Do you have any idea which customer it was? This is the only idea I have, mademoiselle. I saved for my kitchen. The kitchen, huh? What about, Maggie was a policewoman once. This back? Yes, but she had to quit for, reasons beyond her control. Oi, oi, she was the suspect in the murder investigation, non? Oh, you know about that? That is why I gave her la perfume for la happiness. Happiness perfume? Oi, blended from bergamot like I have given to you before. But she's been arrested again, and found guilty this time. This is true. Her natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work. I am not surprised she was the prime suspect, after something like that took place before my very eyes. Something like what? What's this guy talking about? Does this mean... Maggie did have a motive? We've got to ask this guy for more info. Stat. Whoops. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oh, oi, I suppose you could say so. So what happened? None. It was nothing. Look, Maggie said she didn't even know the guy, but she's still been indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oi, it is true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant. So please, tell us anything you know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, 3! Cyclops? No way. What are we going to do, Nick? We'll just have to remove... What the? What's wrong? The Megatama, it's gone. Huh? I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air. What? He's keeping secrets. Big secrets. Yep. But I could see the Cyclops. Maybe that means the Megatama's nearby. Mr. Armstrong, could I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting, was anyone else sitting there? That is a question you will have to ask yourselves. Huh? Him? The old man spends all of his time in Dan's Park. Park? Oh, a park? What park's that? Behind the restaurant. It is called Vitamin Square. Thank you. Jivos in pre, my dear. Let's go check out this Vitamin Square right now, Nick. Alright. We have a Magatama that's missing. And a Vitamin Square. Oh my gosh, look at this park. So, this is Vitamin Square? Yeah, I see where they get the name from now. The fruits can scream vitamins at you. Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about? That grouchy-looking grandpa? He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons. Maya, he's not throwing seeds for them. He's throwing seeds at them. My grumpiness threat level has just raised to red. Well, here we go. Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you? Yes. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? So you don't like my seeds, eh, pigeons? He's really chucking those seeds at them. That's gotta hurt. Go on, eat this. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you about Maggie Bird? I don't know any Maggie Bird. Yes, you do. Maggie, the waitress at Tribulations. Gah, it's a disgrace, I tell you, an utter disgrace. A disgrace? An innocent young girl revealing herself like that? Revealing? You mean her uniform? The youth of today, they don't have any shame. No shame, I tell you. Not 1 ounce. Yef pie. Welcome back, Mafia babe. What pie do you have? I hope it's vitamin pie with fruits. Whatever happened to the old Bushido values of Japan, like honor and modesty? What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing. Your problem is you lack any sense of grace. Talk about hitting a girl where it hurts. Key lime pie. Yeah, that's vitamin. That's good. That goes with the layout of this park. What do you think of this guy, guys? Do you go to Tribulations a lot? That miserable excuse for a restaurant. That garbage they serve in there is not food. Where's the sushi, the tempura, the rice? Tribulations is a French restaurant, sir. Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want real food, not those snooty snacks. And what about those shameless girls? You mean the waitresses? You can see all the way up to yes, the waitresses. They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Listen, it's not my restaurant. Gah, it's a miserable excuse for a restaurant, that place. Miserable! He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. But if he hates it so much, why does he keep going? Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons. You want food? Haha, take that. He must be hiding something, right? If he is, I should be able to see a sight block or two. Oh, wait. I don't exactly have the Magatama right now, huh? Remember, Nick, that Magatama is only on loan. You better find it or else. If Pearls ever gets wind of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. What is going on? Whoops. What is going on here, by the way? Oh, there's a magazine here. It's a magazine full of job listings. You disgusting rogue, picking up something someone else threw away. Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job?
Gah, that's none of your business.
Sorry, I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then.
I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back.
Too bad. Now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up.
Hey, that's mine.
What do you think of this guy? Oh, I can't see his name yet. You should present... Attorney's badge? Excuse me, sir, could I just ask you about this?
Sir? Here you go, boy. How does some pigeon feed sound to you?
This wasn't exactly what I was hoping to get out of this guy. Let's just keep on doing this until we get a reaction. Maybe Maggie. Nope. Mr. Armstrong, maybe? Maybe Detective Gumshoe? Maybe Godot?
I know Godot, for some reason.
And I don't think he would be into Maya, so guess we'll go back. Oh, man. Oh, still nothing here. Oh no, is it time to, is it that time again? Time to present everything? Maggie? Oh, are you looking for some part-time work, Maya? Why don't you take a job at the restaurant? I bet Mr. Armstrong would hire you. Oh, I remember what to do now. Okay, I know what to do. Mademoiselle? Yes? Are you looking for a job?
What?
No, I was just... Let me see. Your style is different, but you have a good face. Different? Felicitations, you have passed. I will hire you. Bien, come with me. I will teach you everything I know. Nick, help! I don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe I should do both. Everything to everyone, all the time. Yep. Well, Maya's gone. Maya's working now. Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. I guess I've asked her pretty much everything. I'll come back if there's anything else I need to ask her later. Haha. Well, pal, have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent? No, not yet. We've only just started our investigation. Well, whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting off all my other cases for now, pal. Gumshoe's really fired up about this. Oh yeah, one more thing. The retrial's been approved. Court's sitting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Godot's gonna be the prosecutor. Oh, him. Now listen up, pal. If Maggie's found guilty again... yes?
I'll make sure you get locked up good for it, got it?
It's all well and good, but let's talk to these people. That must be the chief of detectives here. He's glued to his computer screen.
What? Poison coffee waitress gets a retrial? I knew it. I knew there was something funny about the taste of this coffee. Okay, who brought me this coffee today? Hands up.
Yeesh, have a little faith in your subordinates. Quit surfing the net, Chief.
Sorry, I was just,
things feel pretty tense in here. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. Hitting the gas is like hitting the fast forward button on your life. No, that's too obscure. You don't really get a you'll die before your time idea. Need something more direct, something a bit more lighthearted. Something like hitting the gas is your passport to paradise. You must be coming up with slogans for a safety campaign, I guess? Ho 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 ho. So the guilty party was Maggie Bird, huh? Yeah. Back when she was on the police force, you were her mentor when she was a rookie, right? Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close, you know?
Hey, what's with the funny looks, pal? I was just her. It wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training, but that was it. Nothing happened.
Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. Ah, so that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little old crush on Maggie.
I don't like her or anything. I was... Arg!
Note to self, gossip with Maya about this later.
Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You gotta keep it a secret, got it?
Sure. Would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking all the time?
Hey, tell your face, pal, not me. You have to be blind not to see what's on your mind.
So, I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim?
Glenn Elg. He was a computer programmer.
I see, a programmer.
He was just a regular Joe working for a small-time computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day, and all she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal.
Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often?
Not according to the chief. Said it was the first time he'd seen the guy.
A programmer, and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that?
That's what I thought, but the motive was still somehow established in her trial.
You're kidding. What was her supposed motive?
Sorry, pal. I'm really busy. I haven't even got enough time to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay?
What could this motive have been?
This isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working on it myself.
Oh, that's right.
The judge already ruled on the case, and all the evidence is in already. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony.
Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, huh?
Look, pal, I've got a mountain of paperwork on this case to look over before tomorrow, so I'm just gonna say this. Maggie Bird's no liar. She's... Okay, so she's a bit out there, and a bit off base sometimes, but she was a good cop.
That's not exactly complimentary, you know? So what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory is her testimony?
The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists that there was another guy sitting with the victim.
Right? But get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone. Even the chef. And then there's the CD.
CD? Oh yeah, she did mention something about a CD.
CD's no...
And there was a sample CD on the table, sir.
But our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD.
What?
Not on the table, not anywhere in the whole restaurant, pal.
But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece too?
Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie.
A radio? He didn't have a CD player?
You got it. Your Phony never explained that contradiction at all.
Come to think of it, the owner of Tribulations didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide.
No. I wasn't at the trial myself, but I asked this one detective I know how your defense was.
And what did he say?
He started off by saying, I'm at a complete loss for words, but he must have found some quick because he went on about how bad you were for an hour. But he said you sucked so much it seemed like you were trying to get Maggie found guilty.
It looked like I was trying to get Maggie found guilty?
What's that? A sports paper?
Yeah, I found it in the magazine rack at Tribulations.
It's dated the same day as the murder. You must be onto something here.
And take a look at this. See this writing here? MC Bomber.
Hey!
What is it?
I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber. Wow, he actually seems to be thinking for once. Ack, it's no good. I can't remember.
And he goes back to being the Gumshoe we all know and love.
Hey, pal, I'm gonna borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I want to get a handwriting analysis done on this scribble.
Handwriting, huh? It'd be good to know more about this in any case.
Thanks, pal. I bet this'll turn out to be an interesting clue.
Okay. I guess we'll go back to... Poor Maya. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's really taken a shine to her. Suppose I'll just have to let her work at the restaurant for a while. I'll go pick her up from Tribulations once things have cooled off. Poor Maya. Guess we'll go back to Vitamin Square. Alright. I showed everything to him. Well, not this yet. Glenn Elg. What a weird name.
Nope.
Alright. Nothing I can do here. Maybe we're not done yet with Detective Gumshoe.
Nope.
Alright.
Oh, wrong person. That's fine. The chef of Tribulations, huh?
You know what the chef said to me? Ooh la la, your body is full of toxins.
And then he gave me this bottle.
What's in it?
I don't know. The label says juniper. I'm under orders to put a few drops in it in my bath every day.
Under orders?
Yeah, you know, there's something about that guy.
Huh? You can't stop thinking about him?
Not like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. I can't stop thinking that he's involved with this case somehow.
It's like he knows a little something about our charming chef. What do you make of this?
Oh.
Alright, I chose the right one. So what exactly is that caught your attention about the chef at Tribulations?
It's, kind of hard to say. The guy's probably not even connected with the case anyway.
Hey, come on, detective. Didn't you say you'd give me the dirt on anything?
Well, this sort of stuff is kinda unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal? Look, how about this? You go to Tribulations and investigate the place yourself. If you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay?
Don't suppose I get a choice in this, huh? Guess I better find out more about the chef at Tribulations and report back to Gumshoe. Okay, now I think I did everything.
Aha, here we go.
The scent of flowers sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Oh. Oh, hello. Who was that just now? A customer? She had a sort of dark aura about her. Ah, welcome, B Avenue. Wow, what a cute voice. Oh. Oh, it's just you, Nick. Maya? Well, how do I look? Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium. Maybe, but it's kind of boring being a waitress. You're my first ever customer. Then who was that woman I just saw? Oh, since you're here, you might as well have something to eat. I am kind of hungry, actually.
Well, Maya's second outfit has been unlocked, guys.
So, how do you like your new job, Maya? I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course, we need a customer before I can do any of that. Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come. Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Check out my gimme a tip smile.
Cute, I know. Stop it with this cuteness.
Hey Nick, why don't you order something? The chef's preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment, or so he says. How much is it? It's the twin tea set, so it's $20 of course. Twin tea set, I believe. I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive. What? But you can't. Come on, Nick. It's not every day I get to be a waitress. Want to try carrying plates and working the cash register? How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy. Yeah, right. Maybe later. About the lunch. Oh, a fine choice, sir. No,
Kitchen, a lunch special, please. With all the extras, drink, side salad, dessert, and a gift.
I don't need any of that. Just a moment, please, sir. Maya's really getting into this. So how much is this lunch set, then? $20, huh? But with the drink, side salad, and dessert, it's $45. Hey, wait a second, Maya! Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are. Our deluxe Fortify lunch set. Fortify. Does that look good? Whoa. A dish inspired by lobster and abalone fricassee with balsamic vinaigrette. Bon appetit! Thanks. Come on, Nick. Hurry up and try it already. Lobster, huh? Alright, down the hatch it goes. Well, are you hungry, Maya? I'm starving. Here, it's yours. Really? Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you better polish off that plate. I just remembered, I've got to clean the toilets. Hey, you can't be in that much of a hurry to clean the toilets. Welp. Must taste like, poopy then. How does that guy manage to make good food taste so bad? Hey, Nick, you want to take a peek at the kitchen? The kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now what was it that Maggie said again? In the kitchen, you'll get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets. In the kitchen? That sounds tasty. Hey, wait up, Maya. What is it? I'm pretty busy right now. When are you going to show me around? Tisk, there goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face. I'd better conduct the search in the kitchen myself. Cleaning the toilets has become a running gag, and that's really weird. I know, right? And here it is, the famous Tribulations kitchen. It's my first time in here too, actually. There's a weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure. Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we'd better search quickly. Chop chop. Oh my gosh, look at this stuff here. It's so pink. Ah! Now this is one large mirror. I bet this is where he makes himself look pretty. There's a book on the dresser. Clarence Armstrong's Bedtime Literature. Clarice, rather. Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it? It looks like a collection of poems he's written. Poems? Cool. Read one out. Read one out. And say it in your best French accent with intensity, okay? Okay. Here's one. It's called Printemps. The two of them, like actors from a film, the coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon on that sad Sunday morning. The foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea and I know what I will do. I must lie to you. I must. Huh? That's it? Yep, that's a poem. That's a poem for you. What do we have here? What's this? It looks like a treasure chest or something. Wow, look at these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. We've got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 98, 99, 100. They're all the same too. Hey, wait a minute. What is it? There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. And sniff, it doesn't smell. So what's that liquid inside then? I wonder. Hey Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look at how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, will he? What could this be, guys? I see something else, by the way. Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey Nick, this container has oyster sauce? What's that? Isn't that used in Chinese food? Ack! Look! Right there on the counter! My Magatama! What's it doing here? What indeed? Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. Alright, she's just repeating herself. Well, I think that's it for this place, huh? Yo, I'm out of here. I'm going back to Vitamin Square. Oh, what's that? That wasn't there before. The old guy's not here anymore. Drat, I still have some unanswered questions for him. Alright, what is this thing, guys? A scooter, huh? Who'd leave it right in the middle of a park like this? The wheel guard and the light are busted. I guess it must have been in an accident. It's totally wrecked.
Hey, what do you think you're doing with my bike?
No, I was just...
Grawr! You've been messing with my new ride. Is that what you've been doing?
New ride? Isn't that kind of an old
Grawr! You's gotta pay for this.
It wasn't me. I was just passing by.
Hey, then who's the one that covered my saddle in crap, huh? Grawr! You's gotta pay. You catch my drift?
No, wait a second. I'm not a pigeon, so I couldn't have done it.
A wise guy, eh? I gotta beat you so hard it'll make you feel like you were smooching the express train. Uh-oh. You's better watch your back. This ain't over. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers and then you's gonna pay.
Actually, I'm a lawyer myself.
What do you say?
I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law.
Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright?
Yeah, I am.
So, you a wise guy too, huh? 'Cause I'm Phoenix Wright. The one and only. What? Out of my way, I gotta cruise.
He's gone. Surely that guy wasn't my phony, was he? He wasn't anything like me. Guess I'd better make a note of the scooter.
Pathetic.
Oh, it's you.
A few threats from a little brat like that, and you looking like a pigeon that's got seeds in its eye.
Have you been here the whole time, then?
I was in the strawberry. I had something else. I had some thinking to do.
More like you had some cowering to do. So, yeah, what'd you think of that guy that just appeared, guys? What'd you think of that bro? Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just that if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir?
There you are, you filthy pigeon. You want food? Haha, take that.
Oh! Oh, bloody hell. I knew it. This old guy has got something to hide, but what could it be? Well, guess we'll do a little savey save, huh? It's Phoenix Wright and a Hellhound mixed. Yeah, I think so. He looked like a demon from hell, this guy. Let's see if we can do this now. Maybe, maybe not, I don't fucking know. JB and regular. It's time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at a restaurant that you dislike so much?
Isn't it obvious? People only have one reason to go to restaurants: to eat.
To eat? Is that the whole truth?
What do you mean?
I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all.
You insolent brat! How dare you accuse me? What proof have you got?
I can tell that not you nor anyone else in the world would go to that place for its food. There was, you don't even know. Yeah, welcome to the third case, Captain Chips. And everyone. The proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the lunch menu.
That's the twin tea set.
The food at Tribulations is terrible and expensive.
You're wrong. It's cheap.
Huh?
I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I am stinking rich. I haven't done a jot of work since I was born, other than feeding the pigeons. What a load of crock. The taste's another story, but the price, it's nothing to me.
So, you're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn?
Exactly. I have so much cash I go for a swim in my money vault every day.
Unfortunately, that's a lie.
What?
You don't have money to burn. You're flat broke. This is yours, right?
My magazine.
Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job?
I was... Arg, so what? So I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money.
Oh?
I don't go to that restaurant for food. I just go for the Javachino.
Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino. Cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there?
$8.
Those had better be some golden beans.
What's your problem? You think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwasher, do you? Is that it?
No, I wasn't thinking that. I was wondering if the coffee there is really that great.
No, it's not, but anyway, yes, that place has free newspapers to read every day.
Newspapers?
Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I don't go there.
I'm sorry, sir, but there are no free papers to read at Tribulations. I don't have it.
Well, darn.
I don't have it yet, so we gotta go back. Detective Gumshoe! I need that paper back.
Hey, you're just in time.
What is it, Detective Gumshoe?
That lab got back to me about the newspaper you gave me.
It must mean the sports paper with the memo scribbled on it. So, what did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything?
They said the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Elg. No doubt about it.
I expected as much.
The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant on the day of the murder. That's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment.
There we go.
MC Bomber. I get the feeling I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me with whatever you find in the restaurant, okay, pal?
So when did I start taking orders from Gumshoe? Although, I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. Yes, there is. My very own Magatama. Or maybe not. Maybe this.
You got one of those aroma bottles too, huh?
Only this one doesn't smell.
Huh? I don't get you.
This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles, but it's not the same. Doesn't even look the same. Wouldn't you agree? A cologne bottle that doesn't smell, huh? Smells like a skunk to me, pal. Mind letting me borrow that bottle for a while? I want to send it to the lab for analysis. The victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. I had a hunch there was something funny about that chef. You suspect John Armstrong? I've got that guy's number. I know what his secret is. That must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before. Guess I'd better fill you in on the details. About this Armstrong guy's secret, I mean. Oh. I like how they have this music, too, from the Unguard case. So what's Mr. Armstrong's secret? You ever had lunch at Tribulations, pal? Yes. So, how was it? To put it nicely, it was inedible. Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is so empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean and he's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress, so yeah, I guess it's probably the food. The real scoop on this guy is he's up to his ears in debt. Really? How much does he owe? This is a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red. $500,000? We talking dollars? Yeah. Hey, if it was sterling, he'd be really in trouble. Sorry, that figure just took me by surprise. Yeah, this case is full of surprises. And I'd be willing to bet that Chef's got something to do with most of them. That's my hunch. Huh. Well. Any more about the contract? It's for $500,000, pal. That's, $500,000 bills. What was the in there for? Is there really that much money tied to this case? I can't give you an answer on that, pal, not without the case file in front of me. But I'll tell you this. That Armstrong guy would have done anything for cash. He was desperate, you know? No, I don't, but I'll think I sort of get the picture. Alright. Now that we have the paper, we can do, the thing. Alright. Here we go again, folks. Here we go again. Boom, boom, boom. Tribulations regular. 20 set. You're flat broke. There's no free newspapers. Take a look at this. What is it? It's a newspaper I found behind the magazine rack at Tribulations. So, what of it? This was the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago. What? Do you see what I'm getting at here? That restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one that a customer happened to leave behind. Bag! Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth? I'm not hiding anything. I'm going to have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen, the real reason why you go so much to Tribulations so much is... What are you asking me about that girl for? She was the waitress at Tribulations. Therefore, the answer to the mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant is the waitress. Arg! But I don't recognize that face. And you are probably telling the truth here, because you weren't looking at the girl's face, but at her outfit. Gulp. That's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. That uniform is all you can think about, isn't it? I can't take it. To you, that waitress was your... Enough, please, no more. Stop saying that word, stop saying waitress, stop it. There we go. Sir? Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Fine, so I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil. No, I didn't mean it like that. Even got one of those lousy cups of Javachino every time for $8. All because of the serving girl. Punish me, lock me up. Really, that's not what I'm here for. It'll be the same. Another 20 years and you'll understand what it's like.
You'll know how painful it is to be an old man like me.
No, really? Listen, sir.
Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know, boy, so show some respect. I'm Victor Kudo.
Sorry, Mr. Kudo.
You young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more.
This guy was in the restaurant at the time of the incident. It means I have to hear his testimony, one way or another. I don't believe this. He even broke his psych locks and everything. Guess I'll have to try to get him when he's in a better mood. He's a weirdo and a psycho. He is. He's something, alright. Hey, Maya. I know you're working, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but... Oh, it's that old man. Is he still feeding the pigeons? Yeah, he fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes. Oh, ouch. Hey, Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while? Huh? Me? Why? There's something I really want to ask that old man. Sure, okay, I'll just get changed. No, hang on. Can you go like that? I guess? Sir?
You again? Well, I see.
Nick, his eyes are burning into me. It's okay. I think it's going pretty well. You're so sleepy. Aw, good night, Mafia babe. I'll see you tomorrow, alright?
Kah.
Huh?
You're still a little child. Run along and play on the slide, alright?
Play on the slide?
Arg, we were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled. Pigeon, kah.
How can we crack this guy? Excuse me, please, sir.
Quiet, can you see I'm feeding the pigeon?
Oh my gosh. Mia?
Well,
if you don't mind, sir, I'd really love to talk with you.
Yes. Of course, certainly. I'm Victor Kudo.
Even from beyond the grave.
Wow.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Yep. Thank you, Mia. About the incident.
You mean the man who died after drinking the Javachino?
It's like he's a different person.
It was quite a shock, even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. The girl who took the Javachino over to him, you see.
And? Was the customer alone?
Definitely. He was the only person at the table. Then he took one sip of his Javachino and he said something like, "Urgh," and then he collapsed, dead.
Oh, how terrifying.
You're so good at listening, aren't you?
I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know.
Hee.
He certainly seems to be telling the truth now. But it looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either. Do you like the food at Tribulations?
Well, of course. I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. I set up a casino in London.
Really? How interesting.
Eating the food at that restaurant really takes me back to my days in France.
What a lovely story. London's in England, not France.
Oh yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. I can't take it. I want France.
I can't believe Mia's laughing at this guy. You visited Tribulations a lot, don't you?
Of course. I mean, yes. I'd like to come and see you there. Hehehe.
Really? Oh, you flatter me so. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure.
Be careful of that chef, my dear.
The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong?
That's right. The man's an ex-con.
He's an ex-con? What? Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do?
Oh no, those eyes. I can't take this.
Mia's really got this guy eating out of her hand.
He steals things from his customers.
From his customers?
Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer, so you be careful around him, my dear.
Are you sure about this?
Of course, he was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my Javachino.
He really is a regular.
Let me write you a little haiku about it.
A haiku?
A Japanese poem. It'll explain all you need to know about that chef.
Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender.
Lovely. If he takes anything again, you let me know. If it's not too expensive, I'll buy you a replacement.
Poor guy. He couldn't do enough for Mia. There might be an age gap there. Yeah, a little bit. But then again, it doesn't matter since Mia's kind of dead. Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help. Thanks, Mia. We got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called me for something like this. I know, right? Flippin' weird. Ah, she's back to normal. I guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation. Had enough of being a waitress? Yeah, plus no one came to the restaurant. Ooh la la, Mademoiselle Maya. Now, how can you leave me like this? I'm sorry. That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a psych lock or three, didn't he? I'm going to have to break those. Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you. Volunteers, of course. Alright. Let's have another conversation with our buddy here. Actually, no, I don't think I can do it yet. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Stop! Okay, I gotta go back to Gumshoe. Or maybe not. Maybe he has my thing already. Or he doesn't have my thing yet. Alright, sorry. Wasted some time there, but it's fine. Chains! Chains! What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling. I have to know the truth. What happened that day? Allures, I will confess everything. Just don't hurt me. Huh? Well, that was a new world record. It was a lottery ticket. A lottery ticket? The man who died here had a lottery ticket for $500,000. $500,000? Oi, but after the incident, this ticket... It disappeared. The ticket disappeared? This was the motive that the prosecution gave for Maggie. They said that she poisoned the man to get the $500,000 lottery ticket. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Mazalors! You've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me, and I want to know the reason why. Non, monsieur, you doubt me, but I have confessed to you everything I know. Mr. Armstrong, the $500,000 lottery ticket, I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there is a very high probability that it was you. Ah! Wow, that is one piercing scream, even for a man like him. Mais pourquoi moi? Why, you have no evidence. I am not Mask de Mask. I am not the kind of person who steals the property of others. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you have stolen from others in the past. The very Magatama I'm using. Okay, maybe not. Oh duh, this. What is this, a poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well, I adore poems. Please read it, and put some feeling into it. Convicted before, a wicked man, or woman, repeat offender. I'm sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you? Mon Dieu! Le mensonge, you are the liar. You deny it. Do not make the false accusations, the false plate. So, do you have any proof? Want to see the incontestable proof that I have ever stolen from one of my customers? Now I can do this. It seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong. What is that? This is my Magatama, and I found it in your kitchen. Non! Wow, that scream just about broke some windows. Oi, I have a weakness for la little trinkets and la figurines. My hand, it just slips out. I cannot stop it. You have stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right? Oi, it is la truth. I am just a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time it was not a small trinket, and oi, it was $500,000. Mas non, why would I steal it? I have no need for such money.
Really now?
Oh, monsieur, what is it?
Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious trouble? And that you are in desperate need of a large amount of cash? This restaurant is deep in the red, isn't it?
Ah!
You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. That lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now?
Ah! Ah!
Yay! My little blunder was healed. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place?
The man, he was listening to la radio with his earpiece.
Maggie said something about that too.
The winning number was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded. Yes, $500,000, he shouted.
And the ticket?
Oi, he had all of his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperately in need of money, so I
put the poison in his coffee.
No, 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 no. Oh, no, you naughty man. I simply helped myself to one of his tickets.
What?
The victim collapsed and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, pourquoi pas? He had so many of them.
That's not surprising for high-end restaurants. Even good restaurant shops, businesses can rack up debt in the millions before breaking even. That stinks. So basically, don't get in the restaurant business unless you're very, very good at it. But only one of them was the winning ticket, right? How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you.
Non, this is not true. I did not take it. The ticket for $500,000, I mean.
But you just told us you did. You said you took a ticket.
Mas non, ma fille. It was not.
That's enough. Huh?
Ah!
Mr. Godot! What the heck are you doing here? This is without a doubt the worst coffee I have ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong. You came in here for coffee? This craving for coffee no bounds. Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on the day in question.
I am the airhead, non, just a pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at.
But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion. He had a wrong ticket. What? Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning ticket's pretty neighbor. So, the ticket he took was worthless? Not quite. He did win something. $1.
You see, I'm just a pretty face. Without my looks, I am nothing.
So, what happened to the winning ticket, then? The one he meant to steal? Indeed, what did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so we'll just wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we? It's a great way to make money if you can maintain your popularity, but buying or renting a property, getting it outfitted to your preferences can cost a lot. So, I guess that's why this shop is in the red right now. Well, no, it's not, but you'll see.
Voila, you two. Time to laugh at the pretty little airhead.
Looks like I won't be needing this note anymore. If there's no thrown into the trash. Looks like we got a new mystery now. Namely, where did the winning ticket go? I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this. And certainly not again. The quality of the food doesn't help. Chef Ramsay needs to come to this place. Oh god. This is rancid! Still got plenty of time for a court battle, guys, so let's do it. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie! Ack, Detective Gumshoe, are you doing all right? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir.
Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you.
Yes?
You better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest.
I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right?
Yep.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir?
Of course. I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright?
Sure.
Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me?
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. Who do you guys think is the murderer this time, by the way? Who could it be this time, huh? No idea. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ah, bitter. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was,
"You's talking to me?"
It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty. So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind the mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during the retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that Phony me said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court.
Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department, Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe.
Other way around, Detective.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir.
Since yesterday?
Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now.
Oh, Gumshoe really's got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens, Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report.
The court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30.
And here are the floor plans for the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress.
The waitress being the accused?
Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo.
Blue Screens.
Yep.
Blue Screens. That's the name of his company. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me.
Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony.
Yes, sir.
The incident
When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff packs a real punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me. Alright, here we go. Let's do the last one. Some kind of a motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. Gulp. So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on the point a little harder or not? Yeah, sure. Wait a minute. The more fact that the lottery ticket disappeared is no way implicates my client. Ha. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket? One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Order! Ha, she's quite the lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. This ticket was presented to this court in the previous trial too, but it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. Really think there are any contradictions in this testimony? To be honest, I don't know. But Gumshoe told us out in the lobby. He said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will we win the case if he doesn't throw us a line? I don't have a whole lot of options right now. Best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess. Alright, I guess we gotta do them all. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. And I... What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey, sadly her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on the point a little harder or not? Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ha! That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribia and Wright. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. Well, this photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poison took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime... How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? Irk!
It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly.
Great. You understand that the guy Glenn Elg was listening to the radio at the time.
He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece? What should I do? Press on this point a little harder? And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot.
We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Hey Meg, still alive? Yep, I'm still alive. We're in a new case right now. You're lurking, gotta study for a science test. Oh no. You should study about potassium cyanide, and don't take it, 'cause it's bad. So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else?
Not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper? Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite?
The victim took his coffee black with no sugar.
It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? Press on the point a little harder? Press everything! Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Huh? What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim even ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking.
Potassium cyanide is just about the most classical way of poisoning someone in the olden days. Isn't it like, if it was in liquid form, would like a drop of it just be the ending of you? In case you were wondering, the last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me?
For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it.
We have the time to waste. You have the time to present that piece of evidence.
That piece, sir?
Yes, that piece. What piece was it again?
This.
Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns?
Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup.
Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. I didn't know what exact amount was needed, but it's not much.
Yeah. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants.
Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance.
That's enough.
The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this murder. Like an old man who knows the score. There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone proves a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled it guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. With one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like it can't be blood, can it? Ha! It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye.
Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more.
Something else? I presume you mean...
Of course, I'm referring to the pocket.
The pocket?
A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket.
A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket?
Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What? Order, order, order! The court will accept these items into evidence.
Godot, aren't you missing something, by the way?
There's something that's still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe.
Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness.
I thought everyone knew what it was already.
You can't see red?
Something like that, yeah. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established.
Well, Wright, it seems you really are a phony after all.
Arg, you really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
Colorblind Godot is funny.
Poor guy.
The visor. Yeah, the visor is definitely affecting some things.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison, and that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Wright. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. I did see something, but I don't think I have it right now. Nothing was missing from the crime scene. Yeah, I don't have it. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe?
There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man.
Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them, and seeds.
Seeds. Ha, it was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth.
I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy.
The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a pay phone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime.
Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. Must have been real tough for her.
How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too.
I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional birdwatcher.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about this investigation...
Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? The victim didn't have any identification on him.
He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal.
All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. I have an idea on what to do, but... we found the lottery ticket. Nothing else missing. What about the sports paper? Nope. Something tells me it'll be time for the guide soon. Don't have any identification. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glenelg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. He got the victim's name from the medical records of the doctor who prescribed the meds. It's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Prescription bag. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. Ha. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate are you, Wright? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? So, can I do this now? Did I save it? Wasn't even paying attention there. This was missing. Aha, there we go. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where, then, did the medicine disappear to? You are too cool, pal. Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given for the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ha. That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, if you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication when he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Erg. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to this case after all. No! Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right, but I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Let's save real quick.
Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either, but it did. The possibility is undeniable. Arg! That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant at the day of the murder. Victor Kudo? The pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay! Good job, Nick! The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha! I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess. You drink so many cups already? Oh, it's the 7th of January. Phew! That was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we're all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It really felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So, the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. But he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. You going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I could take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. And here we go. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me, mind you. I can be quite emotional at times too. You don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Kah, listen, youngin'. How much do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crest on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. You're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here, so I had to take a job working at the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. So, you saw everything that happened, Gramps. Did I? Oh yes, I did. I saw it all. Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. Hey, number 13. What's up? Welcome to case number 3 of Phoenix Wright game. The young man was reading the sports paper.
The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. That man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Gah, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones, Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, what have you been up to today, number 13th? Hopefully good things.
The young man was reading the sports paper.
So you saw the victim, then? You saw Mr. Glenelg?
I wanted to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not.
So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at the table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
Gah, I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at.
That's a really small restaurant, by the way. Only 4 tables. You just woke up. Good morning! Good morning to you! You mean you go there to eye the waitress?
The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it.
Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Mr. Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor says I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the serving girl put into the Javachino as well.
But I know it's coming up and something tells me I'm not going to like it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask the witness to add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please?
Sure. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar in a small brown bottle like that?
Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
Ha. A bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume.
So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
Arg. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in a terrible pain, and then collapsed.
He took just one sip?
You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died.
Congratulations, you have earned the title of fattiest man to grace a courtroom. So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach.
Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she is...
That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
You said, I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize is about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone can wear such a uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. I'm sure there's fan art of that somewhere.
Yeah, there are other things I recognize about her too.
Seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right.
Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask that you add them to your testimony. Sure, sure. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose.
Oh. That's a pretty interesting thing. I hope not. If it exists, there's a picture of it on the internet. Wait, that's wait, I'm thinking of a different rule of the internet. Never mind, never mind. So you recognize the straps and the ribbon, but not this? And that's not the right answer for some reason. Okay. You don't want to get into that one. Nope. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face. Yeah, as if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Straps, waitress's back. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that? What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron? What's the fascination? Fascination? Objection! People have all kinds of fetishes, Trite. You don't need to embarrass the witness. Listen, you young upstart, haven't got some sick-strap fetish. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. Said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless. Grumble, grumble. Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That was why he's here. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitresses. I guess. Makes a good point. Hey, did I just say something clever? Wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. So, obviously, that's not the right answer. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all? Ha, he's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. Just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. And if I can't find a hole in it, soon it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Alright, if this is not the right answer, I'm gonna cry and then scream. Yay! Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. Gah, that filthy thing would suit a filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like, just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this. Ha. Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Shrite, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant, that being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird? Exactly. And when the one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest in what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin is in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what a burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well, let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. See if we can do this one real quick. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember it that well. When the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino, little Fidget picked up a cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that this old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? Suppose, but it's what I do best. I do see the time. Let's do this cross-examination. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish, that's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. Ah, you better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling his papers. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, How was I supposed to read the back page with all that rustling going on? To find out if Guts and Braun retained his championship title. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own? What are you looking at me for? How dare you judge me? Ow. Ow. Guts and Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. Would he get in trouble for throwing seeds, by the way? At people? The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. The wireless? The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. I'm using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you feel sorry for me? Ow. Ow. Yeah, probably. Well, not this time. Not in this court. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, aren't you? You never let anything go, isn't that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from the front or from behind? Ow. I better not push it until I got some hard evidence. The little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. His free hand? Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand was it, you moron? Ow. Ha. Perhaps the great Mr. Wright has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. You need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. The old guy's memory is more holes than a slice of Swiss. We just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. If made contact with another, but if it didn't, it's a littering charge. A littering charge. Let me see if I can do something now. Oh, I forgot what it was here too. Right hand. Sometimes the things change, the testimonies change.
now.
Cappuccino. Oh, my memories, guys. My memories is what they call poopy. Free hand. Did it mention which finger or which hand was on the cup? Okay, cool. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. Kah, what is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup that the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Arg! Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. Wait! If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's the dead youth, young hotbot and you, specky-haired yahoo, who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me an old man, Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot? But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Is Godot even alive, guys, right now? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the screen lens of his specs. Kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before they picked up the cup, too. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HMD, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth. It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts, in good old black and white. Caffeine's keeping him on his feet. IDK and IDC. Alright, guys. I am going to end the stream here, and tomorrow we will pick this up. And hey, maybe conquer the case 3. We'll see. But thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this case so far, and the DMAS case. You all have a good night. Tomorrow is more Among Us and more Dragon Quest Builder, so look forward to that. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.